customers don't always know what they want, which is what Steve Jobs always believes, right? He hates focus groups, the whole concept of research. In this light, I tend to agree with you, but how do you then predict trends? You know, how do you have this crystal ball and predict, and what's in that crystal ball?
For us, a lot of things that we do, we always look at ourselves as the end consumer first. Before we look at what our customers want, we always place ourselves as, okay, if I'm a customer coming in, is this what I'm looking for? Is this what I would like to experience? For us, we travel together as a team to see what other people are doing around the world, whether it's types of food. Like, for example, we see a huge uptrend with Mexican food, you know, done from street taco style to avant-garde gourmet style, you know. I think Korean food, for example, is going to be the next big thing because of K-pop, really. I mean, technically, if you've got superstars, fashion is going to be the next thing that follows. Food's going to be the next thing that follows after that. So it's...
One thing I would say is that I think what you're describing there is absolutely, there's two things we would typically say as consultants. One is gut feel, go out and experience. And when we talk to grocery brands, go shopping and learn what the customer learns.
We go to good restaurants to see what they do right. We also go to bad restaurants to see what not to do, you know? So it's a learning curve on both sides. Ultimately, it comes back down to you as the end consumer. If you cannot stand parking in this car park, what makes you think your customers are going to want to navigate this car park? You may have the driver because you built the shopping center, but your audience may not have, you see. So these are all things taken into, you need to take all that into consideration before you build, or whether it's your own business or your own shopping center.
What do you think malls should look at for the next phase of design?
Right, I think in designing malls, I think if you look at the global situation right now, you've got to look into, number one, which market are you serving as well, all right? Now, if you're in a city center, you have to be a destination. And that means you will drive in international tourists, you will drive in people who want to come in to shop and to gain experience. The architecture, I mean, location is one. I mean, you know the critical success factors of a shopping center. People used to say it's location, location, location. Now, architecture and design has played a very important role. Why? Because if you look at globally, because people are more traveled now, they really look at it as iconic. It has become very iconic, shopping centers, all right? Look at the LED. You know, look at the kind of state of lighting and innovation that people have put in. Public realms, the mergence between the commercial spaces and the community spaces. And if you're family focused, I think number one consideration has to be the convenience, the comfort, the sense of safety, security, because you're serving family units.
I think ultimately it's know what your mall's proposition is. I think Charles is very clear. His is children education. Pavilion is fashion, lifestyle, you know, fashion forward. That's what they are, and that's why they've got the best brands here. Publica, for example, has taken arts as a platform, you know. So it's really, really important to know what your mall is, and I think stay true to that.
I think it's all back to what we've already said, which is understand the customer. And I think the way that will change a little bit will be that the customer will be changing faster, and therefore we get faster feedback. So, you know, some of those personalization pieces and how we get the feedback from the customer is going to be really, really important. So you can make the changes.